Hello, beautiful Taurus. Welcome to your reading. Let's dive into it right away by pulling some symbols first. This is going to be your bonus reading for this month. We have clouds here. I don't know why these clouds were appearing for everyone, but the truth is these clouds are different than the regular decks. This has actually peace, courage, and ability to actually hold yourself, and proportion is at play. Okay, and at the same time, it says purity, power, and true love. It just actually indicates. So it seems like here, from some, maybe if you had any clouds in your head, you didn't have clarity about certain subject, it seems like the clarity is coming, the peace is coming about that subject. It can be like sometimes I always read your comments, but sometimes I see some kind of like, oh, something ended for me. I didn't get the love I wanted, or like some things might present themselves in a negative way. But it doesn't mean that this is not for your highest good. It doesn't mean that it's not going to bring the perfect situation into your life, because some things has to go in order for the new to come in. So you need to open up space, okay? And the universe abhors a vacuum. If you have the empty space, it just fills it right away, okay? So by the way, if you're new here, I am Divine Light, and if you haven't already, go ahead, hit the like button and subscribe and the bell icon so you can see more of these, and also you can support the channel for free. Okay, this is actually the horse of the ruby we have. His name is Caliph, and this represents speaking openly. It's time for a judgment day. You're going to sit down with someone and you're going to have a conversation. This can be also about, that's why I said like the peace and courage and prosperity and clarity coming forward here. So before this happens, you might have to sit down and do the hard conversations, guys. Okay, maybe if you are the one avoiding, or there is another one avoiding these conversations, it seems like you're going to, after you complete those, the peace is going to come forward. And if this is something maybe you're dealing with a while now, maybe there's a person that didn't really give you what you want, or they don't like just playing games. If you get the clarity from there, you can move on. Or maybe if you have someone, maybe there's some flirtations happening, or it can be about a job or an application you filled out. You didn't have clarity. It seems like the conversation coming really soon, okay? We have the sword here. This sword is actually name is Yatagan. It's a special type of blade, and this can symbolize sword in tarot is communication, but in this deck this can symbolize danger, it says. So the one who loves you can actually get a little bit pissed off about something. That's why I feel if you're in a relationship, Taurus, you are actually the feminine Taurus most of the time, is really giving. It's like a very nurturing, loving, giving character if you are that. And when you demand something, someone gets pissed off. Maybe that's the time to make the clear decision, like the sword here, cut cords with something, okay? And this is not a negative thing. It's about actually coming to let you know, get ready. We have here the Sultan of Ebony, and this is a person who actually her name is Esuranta. She's compassionate. She's someone that deserves to be in love, deserves to be loved, is a family person. So this can be someone coming right afterwards as a protection, kind of have your vibe as well. So I feel like this can be you're fully like being secure and being protected. And it can be, I told you, maybe something is leaving your life and you're considering it as a negative thing, but it seems like this is going to help you to become fully who you are. This is the feminine vibe of the Taurus, by the way. If you're a male watching this can be your side that can be vulnerable, share your emotions, and share something without feeling threatened. That's the feminine part of all of us, okay? And let's see what's happening inside the cup. I see there's a chunk of money showing up here, and I feel like there are two people, like one bird and one fish, or maybe an elephant, a baby elephant on top of it. Bird right there opening its mouth, and then the elephant, you can see it's the trunk of the elephant, the baby one. fighting over it. Elephant can symbolize someone who can remember anything and everything forever, and also they can hold a grudge and they can get really angry as well. Bird can be someone who talks a lot. So the elephant can be your vibe, but it seems like this thing that you're fighting over, you might not really have much of a power over it because you show up as a baby elephant here. The bird, though, can be symbolizing someone who's extremely talkative and maybe a lot of fluff, and they can like hype up their like feathers, but might not really do much. Okay, but as soon as I said that, an emu appeared in my mind's eye, which emu or ostrich, they are actually wild birds. I feel like they can do stuff. So you need to really gauge the bird. Okay, if they're talking the talk but not walking the walk, then you can make your move, shoot your shot over this thing, this material thing. This can be even something, a position that you're fighting at work, or this can be like inheritance, something that you're trying to divide. But if you're not dealing with an emu, you're just dealing with a mockingbird, I feel like you can now maybe strategize something. This doesn't mean that wildly go and start a war, because it seems like this person can be ready to start a war. You need to be really strategic here. And I'm telling you, there's like a straight path climbing up. I saw this path in another sign this week, but I don't remember which one was it. But what I see here is, you see like the path is to the mountaintop was really rocky, but there's another layer of path actually being laid for you, which is like a very smooth path that you're going to be moving forward. That's why and I see that person here, maybe you're climbing on the back of a person, like you can see right there, kind of look like, they remind me of, there's a creature, there's an animal, I forgot the name of the animal, but it's a loving animal. Again, they take care of their youngs and such. So it seems like here, this can be someone who has earth vibes as well, like you do, and maybe they're actually helping you to do something very smoothly, or maybe like they don't have to do anything. Maybe with their direction, by following this person, what they're doing in their life, you're figuring out, oh, okay, I can do it that way as well. With a smooth path, I can climb to the top of the mountain. So what would that require? Like when you have a blade in front of you, you need to be focused to dodge that, okay? Or you need to be focused to actually realize that. Focus means being in the moment, guys. If you keep thinking about the past, analyzing the past, what has happened, what could have been, and also looking into the future and being fearful of it, you cannot see what's happening in front of you. Okay, that's why it's showing you that there's an obstacle in front of you. It is being created so you can focus in the moment and see the solution right there. I see there's a celebration coming right afterwards. I don't know if you guys can see, but I see like 1, 2, 3 frogs actually holding hands and jumping with joy and celebrating. Frog, because they produce mass tadpoles, kind of reminds me of like resourceful. It is a resourceful creature in its own fashion. It is really can multiply really quickly. So that's why I feel this can be even like a bunch that you're finding yourself in, that you can really create results real quickly. Can be the result of a producing something, producing results or services or solutions. Okay. And when you come together, the energy is matching so well, you're going to be maybe even like bringing back the band together so you can start, producing something. Okay. And I see here there's a cup appearing right there. So some things that you're putting out there might acquire or attract an offer. A cup can symbolize an emotionally fulfilling offer. So the thing can be coming forward in an emotional way first that is satisfying. Then the abundance is going to follow. It's not really related to this thing, that the chunk of money or the resource that you're fighting over. It's something totally different. I see here there is kind of like a woman's face. You can see she has a curly hair. She has 2 feathers in her mouth. And what's strange is when I'm walking around, I actually pick up the feathers that I find. And today when I was cleaning my bag, I found these 2. And that kind of reminds me of her holding these 2 feathers. And the feathers used to be used before as like, they have a little hole here as they sharpen it, and they used to hold ink and write with these things. So this can be a person who has a lot of maybe self-expression power, and or maybe someone who can really like give you guidance about that as well, because this can be someone who explored themselves. And I don't want you to limit yourself with someone alive, by the way. It can be someone who has been already, like who has left the legacy already, and maybe a writer. It seems like there's like a path crossing happening here. I see there's a diamond in front of this person, and I feel like you're gonna find the diamond, grab the diamond this time, and this turns out to become like a contract here. What I would like to say, there's also a rooster outside here in the first, like in the beginning of this bonus reading, or the timeline wise. Rooster can be like something outside of your comfort zone, really like getting your attention, waking you up. And then there's also as like a shooting star coming down to earth, like a meteor actually crashing. What happens with the meteors are actually they bring a lot of resources that do not exist on the planet Earth. So think of it that way. Maybe you're hearing someone talking about something very strange or out of the pocket for you, and then this person might be talking about, oh, this new thing is coming in, and this is not something that we have around here. So it might be good for you to pay attention to that. It can be an information. It can be a new job coming forward. And I told you that there's a woman here, maybe even bringing the information for your, like the pen, the feathers that she's holding in her mouth can be the application forms, okay? And it seems like there's a contract coming forward. Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. I see there's a rooster aligning with a chunk of money here outside your comfort zone. Some of you might be even finding a job in a very unexpected place, or finding a resource, a money source, okay? Your desire coming halfway, then there's a pause, and then it's moving forward. So this can be something that will require maybe halfway for you to change the strategy. If you are actually as a Taurus, you don't really like this kind of disturbances, but I see a ring here. Ring indicates commitment. So maybe this is something you're starting to explore very loosely without putting too much of energy into it. But it seems like when this starts to pick up, it will require your full attention, okay? I see there's kind of like a dog's face I see here with the pointy ears maybe. Dog can be someone watching outside, because I see that somebody's smiling in your heart space. Maybe when you're starting to take care of this thing or get results out of your action, there's a dog right next to you as well. There's someone loyal to you, supporting you. And what happens is this person might be also, I burned some paper in there. And so this person might be also becoming the guard after you start to get some success, okay? Let's dive into your tarot now. If you made it so far, please comment down below, let me know. And if you're watching the tarot readings as well, please do let me know, okay? Let's see what's happening inside the tarot. I'm using Tarot of Mystical Moments by Catherine Wellstein. And we have here 4 of Cups, okay? 4 of Cups is not being able to see the blessings in front of you, okay? So it's all about perspective matter. That's why I feel like the clouds aligning with the clouds in the air right there. You're not really seeing the point why things are actually going in a certain way, because as human beings, our mind is really limited, especially our conscious mind can only perceive what's in front of us. It cannot really perceive when you think hard about immediately, for example, what did you eat for dinner, or what did you have for lunch yesterday? It cannot really just get pulled out of our mind right away. So our conscious mind only can perceive what is happening. It cannot understand what will happen, or what has happened actually keeps changing its way around. And perspective is really important. If you read the book by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Successful People, he actually talks about how important our perspective is. So I feel like your perspective is not really positive at this time, because you are going for something but ignoring all the things you already have. So 4 of Cups is like I feel like is an awakening moment for you to realize what you already have, and then this will give you the enthusiasm, the inspiration to go get the other thing you want as well, okay? What else we have here? The moon. So I feel like that's the vibe here, because you don't know how to get there, Moon is intuitive guidance and one step at a time. I always describe, like, when I see the moon card, that kind of reminds me of, like, in the original tarot, we see like a pathway and there are two towers and you're heading towards the moon, kind of like the sun's behind it. It is like going your headlights on in the dark. Okay, that's what the moon moment is for me. And what happens is you cannot really see like 10 kilometers away. You just see 2 meters, 3 meters in front of you, and then you keep going. But if you know the path, you'll still get to where you want to go. If you have a map, you still get to where you want to go. Intuitively, sometimes, even if you get lost and if you're still following the path, you will end up in a place that is favorable rather than being stuck in the dark and waiting in the dark. And I feel like here, that's the moon's message for you, that it's time to just use that intuitive guidance and start moving. Even if you cannot see it, you feel where you're going, one step at a time. It's also indicative of do not rush things. One step at a time is the way to go. That's why I felt like the clouds are parting here, and then there's like a communication, clear communication coming forward. You're going to be sure about something, and then this opposition can be the thing, maybe trying to divert you from the new path you want to head on. That's why I feel like being compassionate with yourself and also the one that wants to stand in front of you. Compassion doesn't mean that take care of them, baby them. No, it doesn't mean that. It means that they're coming from their point of view and you understand that. You don't judge them, but you keep doing what you want to do either way, okay? We have here the Hangman. When I split the deck in the beginning, I saw this. So this is actually a lot of water energy, a lot of emotions are rising during this bonus reading especially. So there's, Hangman tells me that there's a better way, okay? Even if you're moving in the dark, there's always a better way. There's a better GPS directions that you can choose. So in order for you to choose that, you need to pause, reflect, and swing upside down, meaning maybe see things from another aspect, okay, another direction. Then you're going to understand, you're going to get illuminated about the salvation. Basically, we have Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords energy is this Yataran, this is blade here. Basically, what you're afraid of can become your self-fulfilling prophecy. But another thing with the Nine of Swords is you can defeat that, because you're closing your eyes, you want to go to sleep, but all these things in your mind are keeping you up at night. What you need to do is the Fool vibe right there, start anew, okay? Start with a new thought, reset your mind. It can be really hard. What I do is I sometimes do my meditations. I follow, if my mind is like running really wildly, I do like a guided meditations. Especially Joe Dispenza is my favorite. You might not like him. It's okay. You can find your own meditations or prayer or a mantra or a chant that will reset your mind. And the Fool is also, she's going on a new adventure here. You can see even though she's on the back of a crocodile, and even that crocodile is being light to her. So follow and take action. Follow up. When the inspiration comes to you, when you face the fear and you decide to move on, okay, when you calm your mind, the inspiration is going to present itself, then take action, okay? That pause is for you to understand the fears are actually existing in your mind right now. We have laughter as the key word. This is important because if you can, you know what I do whenever I feel really, really depressed or sad, which I'm a human being, we have those kind of things. I watch a comedian that I like. Okay, I watch their show. I watch a comedy movie, or I watch something. Even it's a crying thing. For example, Hobbit. I love it, but no, it makes me cry at the end of the day. Still, I love it and watch it. Because it gives me like the Gandalf says, why the halfling? And he says, because he gives me courage. And those things, when I watch them, they give me courage to move forward, okay? And you can do whatever your thing is here. You don't have to watch The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. Imitation is the best version of flattery, it says here. I think that's the half of the quote, but the thing is, imitation doesn't mean look at this, what's happening here. He just shows them, like, don't cut your finger, or he just like slices his finger just tiny bit. And this boy here, because he doesn't know what this person is trying to talk about, he just hurts himself fully. So while you're imitating someone, okay, while you're following their path, make sure you're not really hurting yourself and really understanding the message that they're trying to relay, okay? That's very important here. Another thing we have is a devotion. She's devoting herself to the blue one. I forgot her name, Kali. Kali comes for destruction, by the way, but the truth is it's about fully dedicating yourself to what you're going after, but with discernment, okay? So yeah, laughter is important. Maybe even devoting yourself to the joy is important here. Doing good is important too, okay? We have remaining centered. That's what I was talking about when I said prayer or meditation. Yeah, you can use, I use Joe Dispenza's. I did like a 30-minute meditation right now. It was amazing. And or you can try something different that fits you best. Or I am all open to all kinds of prayers as well. So you can try those to remain yourself centered during this timeline. This is your final message, guys. Let's see. I want to pull this purple red one, magenta or. Let's see what it says. I appreciate others for who they are. I accept that I cannot learn other people's lessons for them. I told you what compassion is. Probably like some of you are trying to maybe even learn their lessons for them, or trying to force them into learning the lesson. They must do the work themselves, and they will do it when they're ready. So what happens here is this actually really frees you from a lot of burden when you accept this truth, okay? All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.